$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your wages are being garnished. We can stop that now. It's hard enough to pay your bills when things are good, let alone when a big chunk of your take-home pay is gone before you even get your check. I'm bankruptcy attorney Travis Gagne, and I can stop the garnishment and get the creditors off your back immediately, often the same day as our consultation. Both Chapter 7 and 13 provide bankruptcy relief, but choosing the right chapter is crucial. In a free consultation, we can create a plan to get your finances back under your control. The chapter you choose sets the tone for the next chapter of your life. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I have to tell you something. You're going to be able to do something I may never, ever be able to do. And that is get a KISW face mask, because I don't think
shots fired.
I don't think it's ever going to happen. I'm just saying. Because I put Vicky on the case for my face mask, and nothing, Vicky!
You get nothing.
I get nothing. Good day, sir. But you can get one of two. Yes. You get the original skull version or get the new camo KISW face mask. They're both amazing. They both serve a good cause, as a portion of the proceeds go to the Washington State Nurses Association. And, of course, they tell COVID to get the F out.
Damn straight.
So get one of these because, as you know, a certain holiday where you have to give people certain things is arriving soon. And these masks would make a great stocking stuffer.
A great Thanksgiving Day gift.
Oh, I hadn't even thought about that. You get gifts on? All right, let's do it. You want to buy one of these masks for someone you love, including yourself? You know what to do. KISW.com.
Let's play B Migs. It's time to play the game. Yeah! So everybody scream his name. B Migs. Don't be a loser. Whoa! B Migs. You're a loser.
It is time to be Migs, and let's get cracking on Thursday. Oh yeah!
And
Yeah, it's cracking time.
you know what?
Whoa!
All right. There's
I just noticed myself.
You know what isn't a kraken? An orca or a seawolf. I'm wearing my Seattle Seawolf shirt because I thought today was Wednesday. I didn't realize that today was Thursday.
It's Seawolf Wednesday, so I can understand why you would miss the day.
Exactly.
Danny came in the morning, and I'm like, wow, Danny's wearing his Kraken shirt a day early. I was like, that's cool. I've done that before. And then it's like 5:54 in the morning, and I see Vicky with her Kraken shirt, and I'm like, is today Thursday? And she says, yes.
What a beautiful life you have that you could forget that it's actually not as good of a day as it is.
Right? It made the morning better because I just jumped a whole day. So I'm like, and I have like cool stuff. I'm going to get lunch with a couple of my buddies today. I'm like, oh, Thursday is awesome. But you know what?
What?
It could be Kraken Day for this guy because boom!
Oh, he fixed it.
He's still got a hat. I got my Kraken hat.
Nice.
So now I'm good.
Okay.
Yes, you are good.
Kraken and Seawolves, baby.
You have such a problem buying merchandise that you literally have Kraken stuff hanging around here at the office.
Hat. Oh no, this was I wear this to work in the morning.
Yeah. Oh,
I just don't wear my hat at work. I wear it to work.
It seems kind of weird to wear a hat with headphones.
I don't understand.
You look a little goofy, but I mean, hey, you're wearing your Kraken hat.
Why do you have to wear a hat when you just get in your car and then park in a garage and come? I don't understand.
That's a good point.
What do you need to protect your dome from?
I don't know, but it's a tradition. I do it every morning. I think it's more so like I'm like, I'll rep my Kraken.
Good job.
You know what? I really appreciate your wife more and more every day because she's taking you out of circulation. I think that's really good. Good for her. She's a wonderful woman.
Oh, let's get to our contestant today. We
I'm
got
wearing my hat.
Bill in Linwood. Bill, are you there?
Release the Kraken.
All right, Steve, get out of here.
Crazy person guy.
For those playing at home, Bill will have 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. Bill, you can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
In the 4th season of The Office, Michael sponsors a fun run for what disease?
Polio.
No.
Pass.
Red, white, and which other color make up the flag of Italy?
Green.
Yes, the ampersand symbol shares a key with which number on a keyboard?
4.
No.
5.
No.
3.
No. What year in the mid-2010s did Prince pass away?
2017.
No.
2016.
Yes, in 2007, for which NFL team was Peyton Manning quarterback?
Denver Broncos.
No.
Indianapolis Colts.
Yes, who directed the 1996 drama Jerry Maguire?
Jerry Bruckheimer.
No.
Pass.
What is the 2-letter postal abbreviation for Massachusetts?
NA.
Yeah! 1, 2, 3, 4 correct!
I'm telling you, that's a performance.
That's a score.
Yeah.
Yes, it's both of those things.
All right, Bill. We'll see if it's enough.
Yeah.
It might be tough questions.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea either.
I don't know. We'll see.
I mean, I knew them, but because I wrote them.
Yeah. You wrote them. In other words,
Yeah.
you copied them from somewhere.
Well, I mean, some of them I had to write. It came from my brain.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
You made up some trivia questions?
A couple of them. I'm not sure which ones. So
I'm not sure which ones.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done with this conversation.
Hey, Steve, are you ready?
Release the Kraken.
Nice. Do it. The 4th season of The Office. In the 4th season of The Office, Michael sponsors a fun run for what disease?
Cancer.
No.
Herpes.
No.
Polio.
No. Red, white, and which other color make up a flag of Italy?
Red, white, and green.
Yes. The ampersand symbol shares a key with which number on a keyboard?
That's 7.
Yes.
Nice.
What year of the mid-2010s did Prince pass away?
2014.
No.
2015.
No.
2016.
Yes.
You did it.
In 2007, for which NFL team was Peyton Manning quarterback?
Indianapolis Colts.
Yes. Who directed the 1996 drama Jerry Maguire?
Cameron Crowe.
Yes.
Nice.
What is the 2-letter postal abbreviation for Massachusetts?
Ma. M.A.
Yes.
Ma.
Repinning is a feature of which social media website?
Pinterest.
Yes. New Mexico is known as the land of what?
Meth.
No.
Danny.
No.
Balloons.
No. Including Y. How many consonants are in the English alphabet?
7.
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
6.
No.
5.
No.
Oh.
But you win 7-4.
Yes.
Yes.
That was a very tricky question.
Well, in spite of not knowing what consonants are.
Well, you put the Y in there.
Yes.
And I totally missed the word consonant.
I heard Y and I thought
Yeah.
vowels.
Yeah.
Yes. Not today, sir.
Dude, that was that was really good with the Y, even though I get that you put it in there because sometimes people call it a vowel.
Because people will argue about
But it ended up screwing up my brain and having me think of vowels.
It made me go down the vowel route.
So that was a really cool trick question, whether you intended it to be that way or not. It ended up being a really good trick question.
Yeah, I have no idea if that was one of those ones that I wrote or not, but
Okay,
I'm going to I'm going to accept that compliment as the one that I wrote.
All right.
Thank you very much
So
on that.
21 is the answer, right?
Yes.
Yeah, there
Yes.
you go, because it's 26 letters.
Exactly.
For bets.
Is anyone an Office fan to know the fun run?
You know
and
what?
the disease?
I haven't watched The Office multiple times like a lot of people do with Seinfeld, Office, and Friends, so I don't remember. I would have to be guessing, so I don't know.
Rabies.
Oh, rabies.
That seems pretty ridiculous for The Office. Yeah.
Exactly right.
And that's the thing. I knew it was something ridiculous, but I just was like, I have no idea. I forget that rabies is a disease. I don't know why. I just feel like it's just like a virus you get from a dog.
Well, I mean,
or any kind of wolfy animal.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
it's
think
a disease,
raccoons
isn't
have it too.
Right.
Possum, stuff like that.
Yeah, all sorts of animals that I should just not be around.
Besides Danny, does anybody know what the New Mexico is the land of?
Is it Wonder?
No. Pretty close, though, actually.
Fantasy?
No.
Bad pizza places.
No. Danny, what is it?
enchantment.
That's
Or
land
of enchantment.
I knew
Or if
it was
you're-
one of those words like fantasy words.
If you're a local, it's the land of entrapment because you can never leave.
Because you can never get out of there.
Well, you proved them wrong.
Yeah, you're out,
You left
Danny.
the land of enchantment to come to the Emerald City.
Yes, I did.
You sound like you're like Dorothy or something.
or a
Thank
munchkin.
you for noticing. Finally,
He's more like a scarecrow. He's more like the cowardly lion, really.
Oh, wow. Like one of those crazy flying monkeys.
Yeah,
That's actually true,
That's what
too.
it is. He's actually more like the witch. Let's be honest.
Well, congratulations.
Good witch.
Yeah. All right. Well, sorry about that, Bill. Right? Bill lost, right?
Yeah, Bill lost.
Sorry
Steve
about that,
won.
buddy.
Congrats, Steve.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Very, very cool.
Representing.
Representing, buddy.
Someone said Steve really is a crackhead this morning. Yeah, because I had my Kraken hat on my head.
That's true.
Crackhead.
Yeah.
For life.
Well, we have a song that logged 1 billion streams on Spotify. Can you imagine? And I suppose if I asked you, okay, so Spotify's out there, they're going to have a lot of streams. Someone's eventually going to, some song is eventually going to hit 1 billion streams. I wonder if you could ever guess what you think it would be.
Hey, sing it, DJ.
That's it. Dominic the Donkey. 1 billion streams on Spotify. The holidays are coming. I can
Yes,
feel it. This stupid
get ready.
Donkey song. This song surely is a song that people love, and it's a great song, no doubt about it. But I don't know if I would have picked it. But I mean, it's so weird.
Nickelback's Photograph.
yeah,
That's
probably.
not. I mean, who knows? That would have been one I would have thought maybe.
Chumbawamba?
Chumbawamba, no. It's Wonderwall by Oasis. 1 billion streams on Spotify. And of course, the song is, it's old. 1995 is when it came out.
See, this is the moment I feel like I'm old because when you say it's old, I'm like, no, it's not. It's not that old of a song.
It is, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And it never was number one on Billboard's Hot 100. It got to number 8, but it never went to number 1. But here it is with 1 billion streams all those years later.
I feel like that song got more and more popular as it went on. It's kind of like a timeless song now.
Yeah.
I think because of the memes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the guys are like, anyway, here's Wonderwall.
So, now, I need to correct myself. It's the first 90s song that hit 1 billion streams because there was one other song that hit 1 billion streams.
What's that?
This one you should know. It is a very, very famous tune that's been done over and over in our. It's been popular because a couple of dudes made it popular.
Hey, sing it, DJ.
Not Dominic. And then there was a movie about the band that did this, and we're talking Queen, ladies and gentlemen. That's the one.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
Thank you, Wayne's World.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
totally.
right. 1.3 billion streams that he got in the year 2000. We got one of the Today hosts, host of the Today Show, that just shared who she feels was the worst guest ever. Who is it? You're going to hear from that host at 7:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
KISW, The Rock of Seattle. I never know how to say Hoda's last name. Is it Cotby? All right, Hoda Cotby. I just only know her as Hoda.
That's why I just call her Hoda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she, of course, is one of the co-hosts of the Today Show, and she talked about her worst interview subject ever. And we get asked with that from time to time, and I'm trying to be nicer in my old age and not, I'll say we had somebody, and then I'll explain what happened, but I won't
Right.
name them. But Hoda's decided she's going to name her worst interview subject ever.
It was, I know exactly who that is. It's Frank Sinatra Jr. It was the worst guest we've ever had, bar none. He came for a book. He had a book he was promoting, and he didn't want to talk about it, so he didn't say anything.
We've had that, Steve.
Yeah, we have.
Where people
With Frank
don't...
Sinatra Jr.? I don't remember chatting with him.
I actually have chatted with Frank Sinatra Jr. And
Why?
Well, I was working at a radio station where we were serving that kind of audience.
And he was selling a book?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he was performing, actually. We did our show from Atlantis. How
Fair.
some radio stations will go to some of those, those
Yeah.
destination places. And Frank was one of the performers, so we had him on the show performing.
Yeah, I guess for a little bit of time he was not Frank Sinatra level successful, but people were talking about him.
And he was, doing his dad's songs. And it was the best you could do since Frank was no longer with us. You'd be like,
Right.
all right, well, at least we got the junior. And here's a little bit of what that interview with Frank Sinatra Jr. That Hoda was talking about from back in 2015.
Frank Sinatra Jr. is here to tell us all about it, along with the book's co-author. Frank, what made you decide that this was the right time?
I didn't decide.
Oh, you didn't?
No, that was done by a committee.
Okay. A committee. Why was it important, do you think, to do something like this?
I think you better ask Charles that question.
Okay. We'll throw up the last pictures, the family during the holidays. Tell us a little bit about this one, Frank.
I don't know anything about that one because I was not present.
Oh, okay.
We have the best memories were at holiday times. That's what somebody told us. Probably a member of the committee.
When I was a young person, they used to refer to it as Christmas time. Of course, now it has to be politically correct and called the holidays.
I'll say Christmas time.
Very good. So do I.
Wow, he really was a jackass.
You got to ask Charles. Who is Charles?
Charles must be in charge.
Okay, of our days and our nights.
Exactly, that's who Charles was.
That would have been great. They're like, all right, then leave and give us Charles.
So, do you
give him like a lawn to sit on so he could be like, get off my lawn, you two hosts.
I mean, you know, we've had somebody like that, and we luckily, because I forgot to hang up the phone, we got to talk to Patton Oswalt and realize why he was so bitter about doing interviews.
So yeah, but Patton just seemed like, you know, he just wasn't feeling it, not because this just sounds like he's just angry. Like,
yeah, but there has to be some reason.
Patton was awkward, but this was just like, he was just a douche.
And we ended up working it out really well with Patton and had a great conversation once we get over there. And this is why I wish hosts would do this. I wish they would just say, hey, dude, what's up? You have a book. You come on our show to promote your book and you don't want to talk about it. Why are we having you on? I would have asked that question.
I just love that he even made it a point to say, I don't even want to write. Like, this book wasn't even my idea.
Yeah. It's like, well, what are you doing here then?
You know, I'm sure he has a team of people, as he seemed to reference, that forced him to do it.
See, a guy like me knows that there's bitterness seething, and if I push the right button, you're going to get some great stuff happening. But, you know, Hoda's probably too nice of a person. It's just like, you know what?
He's just like, it's our place, it's all PC. You know, and when I was a kid, we celebrated Christmas.
I don't sound like an old man at all, do I? Frank Sinatra Jr. appearing somewhere that's crusty.
Dang.
I mean, I
love that. I want to watch. I want to see that whole interview.
What a joy he must have been. Oh, man.
It's the lukewarm topic of the day.
So Hoda from Today Show, and no doubt about it, listening to that excerpt, she's absolutely right. That had to be, Frank Sinatra Jr. had to be the worst interview that they've ever had, the worst guest. So based on this, we want to know, good or bad, what was the oddest encounter you have ever had with a celebrity? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Good or bad, what was the oddest encounter you have ever had with a celebrity? Your calls, your texts after Lincoln Park on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too-big-to-fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top-Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. Hoda from the Today Show said that Frank Sinatra Jr. was the worst guest that they have ever had. So based on this, good or bad, we want to know, what was the oddest encounter you have ever had with a celebrity? 206-421-ROCK. Text us at 77999. Let's go to Matthew in Everett. Matthew, you are on The Rock.
BJ Show.
Who cares? What's up, buddy? Who'd you meet and what happened?
I met Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Woo! All right. That's a win. I feel like that would be a great win. How'd that go?
It was not a win, and I'll tell you why. Me and some fifth graders, and I don't want to disparage his name, but me and some fifth graders were on a field trip in Seattle, and we went to the Science Center, and there was a convention, and he was there, and he was going to be giving out autographs and meeting his fans. Well, we saw him. It was around 12:10, and he was eating behind a desk, and my teacher and a couple kids went up to him to try to ask him for an autograph or introduce ourselves. And the very first thing he said was, "I'm eating my lunch. Can't you come back later?" And listen, I understand. I'm 31 years old now. I understand he's just eating his lunch. But at 10 years old, though,
yeah,
pretty traumatizing.
It's Bill. It is a tough one. You know, and for me, I always err on the side of, hey, whatever I'm doing, I'm just going to be kind to people because I just don't, you know, because I look at it like, what if that person doesn't like me anymore? And now with social media, I just don't think you can be a celebrity and afford to be an a-hole unless you don't care. I just, you know.
And I don't think he is an a-hole. You know, it took years for me to go, well, he was just trying to eat lunch. I get it.
Yeah, it's you know, it's a tough call though, Matthew. I appreciate it, man. When you decide to go do stuff in public as someone who's recognized, you have to know that. I mean, if somebody was kind enough to take me aside and go, look, once you start putting video out there, people are going to know who you are and they're going to recognize you. Prepare some sort of kind response. Don't be the one that gets caught and then immediately just respond like a jerk. And so that was the best advice I was ever given. Because you know, Steve, even us, we'll be walking in a mall and you know, next thing you know, someone will come up and if you're not ready for that, it's startling when you go, I don't know who this person is. What do you want?
If I just go, kiss my ass. Yeah. Thanks for listening.
Oh, yeah, you do?
No.
Oh, good job, buddy.
That would be funny if that was like our catch thing.
Oh,
Like,
you really should.
Like an inside joke with the listeners,
Yeah.
which watch now is going to happen.
Yeah.
Because right now, like sometimes it will happen where I'm somewhere and someone's just like 69. And I'm like, you know, if you don't know who I am.
Yeah, that's
And you're
awesome.
like the other person that's like standing in line with us. And they're just like, why is that guy just walking by randomly yelling 69 at this other guy as he goes, nice?
I think that is a great thing to do. And from now on, whenever you see Steve, I encourage this behavior.
Just yell 69.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I will without even half a second of a thought, just yell nice right back at you.
Oh, yeah, it's perfect.
Unless I'm at church, that might be awkward.
Oh, I don't know. I think, you know what?
No, that's not encouraged.
The Lord will understand, won't he?
Oh, yes.
Doesn't he think you're doing
too
good work?
Thinks it's hilarious.
Okay, fine. 206-421-ROCK, text us at 77999. Let's go to Patrick in Port Townsend. Patrick, you are on the Rock.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Patrick. So when did you have an odd encounter with a celebrity? What happened?
I think it was back around like 2002 or so. I was in New Orleans, and I was at Jazz Fest, and I met John Goodman, the great Dan Conner.
Oh, yeah. John Goodman, a great actor, yeah.
Yeah, decided to tickle him.
Oh, what? How old were you?
I was a grown man.
Oh, how drunk were you?
I was pretty good and drunk. So
Okay.
I had bought this silver mullet wig, and I was, day one I had gone around with some like calf high socks and a tank top and got a good sunburn going, and then day two walked around with the tan lines and the mullet wig, and just happened to run into Dan Conner. And the funny thing is that he had on these blue jean overalls with no shirt on.
That's fantastic. So
why?
Well, it seems like everyone was getting trashed at Jazz Fest.
Yeah, New Orleans.
Are you sure you weren't on mushrooms and you were just in your house watching the Jazz Channel or something like that? This seems insane.
And so he did it. Did he acknowledge he was John Goodman?
Yeah. So it was at the Dr. John concert. He was actually it was actually like announced that he was there, and he went up on stage at one point and everything.
Oh, okay. So how did he react to you tickling him?
Exactly how you would think that he would. Kind of like a weird look on his face, but he just rolled with it.
Yeah.
Did he tickle you back?
No, he didn't tickle me back.
Oh, dang it! See, you could have said I was, I was tickled by Dan Conner instead, but no.
I feel like
in hindsight, I should have just gone in for the hug.
Oh yeah, high five.
Yeah. I think the high five is probably good for a celebrity. Maybe a hug is a lot.
Do you feel like if we ever had the opportunity to talk to John Goodman and we brought that story up, that he would remember it?
Yeah,
if he was sober.
Yeah. If he was sober, yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I think that, being touched by people that you don't know is weird, man.
If someone tried to tickle my armpits, I would never forget it.
Yeah, especially, I was thinking of you with that story because you do not like to be touched.
It would take everything in my power not to hit them.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, so.
I got kicked out, I got in trouble with school one time because a kid behind me in junior high, he did the whole thing where you get behind someone and you
the
each
double
finger
poke?
on the ribs.
Yeah. Oh, the rib poke.
Because you got to be funny to see me so I popped and I just turned around and just punched him. That got me in trouble.
I don't understand why. I think you were well within your rights.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't do that to somebody.
Touching somebody is just, you don't do it unless you know them. And even if you know them, you better get consent. That's all I'm saying. Let's go to James in Fife. James, you are on the Rock.
Hey, morning, guys.
Good morning, James. So, good or bad, tell us what was the oddest encounter you've had with a celebrity?
So mine was more of a local celebrity. It was with Freddie Garcia.
Oh, great, great pitcher for a while for the Mariners.
And he was known for liking to party.
He was.
Yeah. Well, I met him at it used to be Tiki Bob's, and
oh yeah,
I was pretty drunk at the time, and they had just lost a pretty big game, and I was really excited, and every time I would see him that night, including in the restroom, I got all excited and told him how great they were and gave him high fives, and he put up with my drunk play, but it was pretty funny and awkward.
He did like to party. What frustrated me was, if he was partying the day before he was pitching or something, you'd be just like, okay, Freddie, come on. And then I'd always wonder, because I'd heard about this with Freddie, if he gets slammed, I'd be sitting there going, what was he doing last night? That was the first thing in my mind, is going, wow, he is just garbage today. What was he doing last night?
The funny thing is that you always heard these stories about Freddie Garcia back in the day of being like a guy that liked to party, but you never heard negative stories. So it's not like he was like a fun guy to party with.
He might be, though, the last generation of celebrity partiers that you may not hear everything about. Like, people used to do a good job of keeping. Now, I don't know if you can party without somebody basically telling some stories out of school.
Well, I saw there was someone that said this. It was more based on like the days of like the Babe Ruth days and things like that. They said back in those days, the press's job was to hide the not so positive behavior of the sports stars.
Yes.
Like, their job in a way was to hide people from that stuff. Like, they would never report on it. They would always try and make sure to make the celebrity or the baseball star look as positive as they possibly could. Nowadays, the press's job is to out that person for whatever, wrong behavior that they're doing.
Isn't it insane? I mean, it'd be nice to have a happy medium where the press's job is just to tell the truth.
Oh, no, we can't have that.
Yeah, because they weren't telling the truth back in those days, but at least it was for, if you will, a civil reason. Unfortunately, some really horrific things got basically swept under the rug that were really bad for people. So it'd be nice just to have the press just do their job and tell the truth and not make crap up or try to make somebody look bad.
Dude, I love this story. I was tasked to do personal security for Robin Williams while in Iraq. He called me a big, scary man, and I called him a short, hairy man. He laughed, and my buddy and I ended up having dinner with him that night. He was sincere and a very funny man from Ben and Gig Harbor.
Nice. That's really, man, that's awesome.
That's a great story.
That's one of the greats right there. Let's go to Nick and Kent. Nick, you are on the rock.
Morning, guys.
Morning, Nick. What you got for us, buddy?
So my mother was a surrogate 3 times, and on the 3rd time she was a surrogate for William Shatner's daughter.
I didn't know William Shatner had any surrogate children. I had no idea. I thought he was married every time.
William Shatner's daughter.
His daughter.
Oh, his daughter. Okay, now I got you. I misunderstood you. So, in other words,
William Shatner was a surrogate mom?
Can you believe it? So what you're saying is his daughter needed a surrogate.
Correct.
Gotcha. I misunderstood, but so was he ever part of anything at all for that surrogate? Did he ever show up?
Yeah, absolutely. We got to meet him several times. He sent a few gifts to my mom. He threw the baby shower at his house. He was actually quite rude to us on multiple occasions.
He's... what I found is he's very, I will say this and see if you can back this up, Nick, since he's very curt. And sometimes curt gets mistaken for rude, but he's like...
I thought he was Kirk.
He was Kirk, Captain Kirk.
Right.
But you know what? Like, when he pretty much is very direct, and because that's what my experience with. I thought he was rude, but then upon further review, I realized in dealing with him, he's just a very direct man. He knows what he wants and he knows what he doesn't want, and there's not a lot of wiggle room in how he behaves.
Yeah, a small other fun fact about that is that the day that we had the baby shower at his house, he had to leave early because it was the exact same day that he was filming his Comedy Central roast.
Oh man, that is
cool. Maybe that's why he was in a bad mood.
Yeah, he knew what was about to happen to him.
That's awesome. Well, I'll tell you, Steve, every dealing I've had with William Shatner, first of all, when he's been on the show, he's been terrific. Everyone should learn how to do a radio interview from that guy because every time I've talked to him, he's been amazing. Behind the scenes, he's exactly that. He's very like, you will get the conversation, but that's all you'll get. Maybe, he will do exactly what he's supposed to do. Then he goes and lives his life. He's been a really great example of how I can just go, I'm going to do what I want, and not be mean about it, but he's very direct. And some people do see that to be rude. He's not a small talk guy. That's for sure. Well, we've got this. You remember this woman in the UK? This was the one that was going to marry a ghost. I got some bad news for you. She called off their wedding. I thought this was the ultimate relationship.
Did she ghost him?
She Oh, I see what you did. Yeah, by the way, the reason she called off this wedding is completely insane. Yeah, I hope. Yeah, even more insane than the wedding itself. You'll hear from her at 7:47 on The Rock.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. Here's another listener question. How do I rebuild my credit after filing bankruptcy?
You rebuild it, one creditor at a time by making your payments on time on your rent or your mortgage, by continuing to make car payments on a car that you keep during your case. You can also, as I said, you can almost always get a credit card almost immediately after filing bankruptcy. Sometimes it's a secured card, and it'll almost always have a really high interest rate on it. But you can get a small balance credit card and charge a tank of gas or a dinner once a month on that and make the payment, pay it off every month, and that'll help you build a credit history one creditor at a time, and will help you rebuild your credit over time.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at ChooseTheRightChapter.com. That's ChooseTheRightChapter.com. Thanks for listening.
$20 million, $19 million, $6 million. These are all awards recovered for clients of Phillips Law Firm. To win big, you have to fight big. And Phillips Law has been fighting the too big to fail insurance industry for decades. Not every case will have a multi-million-dollar outcome, but Phillips Law will fight just as hard to recover the outcome you deserve. If you or a loved one has been injured in a car accident or on the job, call or click today at 1-800-JUSTICE or visit justiceforyou.com.